Am I here? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Right. No, you can hear me, but it can't hear you. Mm. I have no clue. Anyway, you have the link. Yeah, Alex will send it in like now, probably. There, just as I say. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm. There's no chance of getting me racing at France, so I'm here. I'm meant to be like Martin Brundle, give proper advice and predictions. You know. Right. Yeah. I mean, share screen on here though, so I can see it better. I don't want to watch the stream because it's like 5 trillion seconds behind. Yeah, and you just, I'll look through the drivers and I'll tell you when interesting stuff is happening. You don't have to do that this time round. I'll do the searching. Anyway, right now we have both of the Aston Martins in the pit lane. We've got Yushi, and I don't know who the other Aston Martin driver is. Is that Matt? I think no, Matt's in the Haas. Sorry, no. So we have the Ferrari as well. I think that's Maxi, and then also we have a Williams too. Oh, okay. So we have Waffles in the Aston. I believe that. No, it's not. You're not in the Aston. It's Yushi. I know is one of the Astons though. Of course, we have number 88 V Carb, who I believe is Dodi. Um, my size should be number 1 for this season, so he's gonna have the number 1 in his car. Previous world champion from last year, beating me out. All right. Yeah. Interestingly, the time hasn't been put up for qualifying, but it should be starting in about a minute or so. So qualifying should be starting in about a minute. Yeah.
Right.
and it is green or go. Green light is on and qualifying has started. For the first 5 minutes, we have hard tyres and hard tyres only for all the drivers. So really,
alongside Pearls, and we've got a new specialist here today, Akibus, who's gonna give you all the analysis data heading into this session. So, Akibus,
first driver starting hot lap is Ysai in the RB car, or in the Bolton Bison's car known in this game. So going through about turn 4 right now, it's a very lovely sweeping track. Not a track you want to be driving in the wet though. You're going to be heading down overall. Brake bias is one of the main ways of succeeding in this lap, so we're going to be decreasing it and going through that hairpin in about second gear, turning up to around 58 or 59% brake bias, going through these next few corners to turn 6 and 7, then 8 and 9 on the exit. It's a huge thing. You want to go outside, then in, and then try and take all the curb you possibly can on the exit. Not to get any track limits, but not to take any more than that. Now through turn 11, 12, and 13, huge thing you're trying to get as much oversteer, bumping over the curbs onto the green bumpy sort of sausage bit, and now up through turn 14 into 15. You have to slow it down, and that might be track limits. Turn 16 and 17. Where does this lap put Ysai? Is it a valid lap?
no,
Cross the line, it's not.
No.
So,
And what's that? It looks like just Maxi sliding around a lot in those last corners of the track. Gone a little bit wide at turn 15, or sorry, at turn 13.
Let's look at Agent
You know,
Monkey
it's
for a second. Sorry to interrupt the
yeah.
Akibus. Let's look at Agent Monkey for a second because he sets 2 green sectors. Let's see where he goes. He goes to P1.
A 1089.
1089.
I'm not sure if that's going to get you through. I'm not sure if that's going to get you through to Q2. Of course, you're going to have hard tyres for the first 2 minutes. Oh, sorry, first 5 minutes of the session. And ultimately, that might just be the only tyres that can get you through. Laps are very valuable around here. And of course, it's not the mediums as we had last year. It is the hards. So you're going to have to get in that time. I personally think that the knockoff barrier to get into Q2 is going to be around a 107.5. Maybe a bit slower, give or take, but I wouldn't say it's going to be any quicker than that. Drivers need to get in the banker, and that's ultimately where they'll just be sat for most of it.
Let's look at
Alright, so just Maxi going through, I think backed off, going through turns 11 and then 12, you're bumping over the curbs a bit. You want to try and keep it as far in as possible to go and keep on the outside for the next pretty corner, and that's out, and that's not in the lap. We have 1 more minute. I'd recommend to most drivers they go and box for the medium tyres to try and get a lap in, because they're going to be wasting that valuable time. You see AV34 going into the pits. Most of the drivers are in the pits, except Ysai. Interestingly, Ysai, most likely on an outlap, I believe, too. That's a very interesting choice from him. The number 88, Bolton Bison's car. And it's not even a purple. It's a 19.8. And of course, AV34 going a 19.5 on the previously aborted hot lap. So what is this idea from Ysai 350? What do you think that he's trying to do? Because this lap will be done into the 4 minutes area. And especially on the hard tyres, it's going to be a huge amount slower.
Well, yeah, of course, Ysai is not looking good as of right now, but keep in mind, Ysai doesn't really matter for Ysai if he's in P1 or in, let's say, P3, because still, he for sure he's going to get into Q2. So his current primary objective is, of course, get into Q2. and being
That's a given, but it's only going to be a
Kawasaki gets now
107.6.
No, I think it goes fastest.
yeah,
I
Wise
I
is the
say
fastest
that's
lap.
probably going to be a little bit off the margin. Alan's out on the medium tires, so is 120 Hertz, so is Matt 3 GTR, so is TXH. Nearly every single driver is out on the mediums, and this is cost-wise some very useful time. Some drivers might get 2 runs on these mediums. Wise is only going to really get 1 run in. He's lost about half a minute, and that half a minute can be very valuable coming to the end of Q1.
Yeah, so like we can see now, ladies and gentlemen, all the drivers being out on track on mediums because, of course, the new qualifying regulation changes. For 5 minutes into the qualifying, the drivers are able to swap into medium compound tires, and then 2 minutes in, they're able to go onto softs in Q2, softs all the way through the session. So it's also I've been noticed that now the drivers will actually use this new regulation change into their own strategy, because now the drivers will stay in the pits rather than do laps and just wait until the timer hits 5 minutes and they'll go on the medium. So that is their strategy. That's the effect of the new regulations, and we can see already that such things. Let's look at
Wyside. Let's have a look at Wyside starting the lap, the previous world champion. Didn't take part in qualifying in Australia. Starting the lap on the mediums now. This will be his one and only lap. It's just enough time to go, finish the lap, and then spawn in on some of the soft tyres. So going through Estoril into the long Gulf Straits, taking that DRS down all the way into Adelaide, the name interestingly known as the hairpin here at Magny-Cours. Now, up, yeah, up into Nürburgring, then through turn 8, long, go out wide, and come in, then go out wide again. That might be a track limits violation coming out of turn 11. Doesn't matter ultimately though. Into turn 12, then 13, then out in turn 14. That's a cut. He is going to. Wyside is going to spawn onto the softs to try and get a lap through. He's third on the leaderboard right now. Nearly the top 3 are completely off the table right now. Alan,
in the meantime,
nearly every single driver waiting in the pit lane, except 120 Hertz. 120 Hertz is out on the medium tire. Is this a terrible situation for him?
yeah.
120 Hertz needs to get back to the pit. On those medium tires, he's not going to have a lot of time.
But it looks like it's already one driver already has crashed out in Q1.
Yeah, TXH.
He crashed out and now he's out of qualifying. So that's already bad news for Red Bull. He already was Max in Australia, but crashed during qualifying and had to start in P8.
Oh, no, it's not out.
Yeah.
No, not out.
All right, he's been given the go-ahead to go and carry on outside. Here's my main thing here that I'm going to mention here. Just Maxi is in a brilliant position. He's got no cars around him. He's got enough time to go and finish his outlap. Is Maxi going to put in a stonk of a lap at the end? Because all of the other drivers are bunched up. You look at Yushi, you look at Alan, you look at all of these other drivers. They're all very bunched up, and 120 Hertz coming out. Is 120 Hertz going to even finish?
Yeah, I think that's a question to finish because, yeah, he's just out on track. He's just came out of the pit and gets 53 seconds to start a lap.
I don't think it's going to be. Unless he finds some really amazing cuts on this track to cut this outlap, this might be the end of it for 120 Hertz without a time on the boards.
Yeah, it might be it, because even if he cuts as much as he wants, it's not going to be enough to get back into the flow, hopefully into Q2. 120 Hertz is right now under big pressure. He's currently 12. If he doesn't cross the line in 24 seconds, he's at 12. And I don't think he's not going to be able to
Possibly. He's got 19 seconds. The last sector takes around 14 seconds to do. With these cuts, it can be done. It can be done. Who is that taking to the outside? Is that Wyside? Wyside 2. No, he's finishing the lap. It's the other. Wyside going through. Is it going to be enough time? Wyside cannot start another lap. Not top the session. Wyside cannot continue with qualifying. Qualifying is finished.
That
Time is at
means-
0.
That means 120 Hertz is out of qualifying already here in Magny Pros. He tried
I
to
don't
make
think
some
so.
time.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
no, wait, because they got still 1 minute and 10 seconds to lap. So the time
Yushi
Yeah,
tops the
no,
session at
right.
106.949. That's the best.
For Yushi.
TXH is out. He cannot set another lap time. AV34 is out. He cannot set another lap time. You have all of these drivers. None of them are able to go for it. Ysai is out, but he's continuing on his lap. That's a very interesting take from him.
First sector, he's trying to get into Q2.
Oh,
If he's
that
still-
might be a corner cut. That might be a corner cut out of turn 10, but let's see. This has to be a lap for Thax, otherwise he's going to be out in the first part of qualifying. He takes through turn 13 to turn 14, and is that out? Is that out? Has he backed off? No, he hasn't backed off. What's his second sector? It's red, and Thax is out of qualifying without a lap
Yep,
time.
Thax is out.
Ysai
And Ysai
tops
got
session, but it's not a valid lap. He started it after the checkered flag came out. So what it really is Yushi in the Aston Martin topped the session.
Yeah, so it's Ysai, Yushi, TXH, Av, Matt, Agent, Alan, and AMR that are thrown into Q2, and then we got Alton, Nons, Fax, Just Maxi, 120 Hertz, and 001 that are out of qualifying. Well, it has been very tight in the end of the qualifying. But it's time to move on, as in just a couple of moments away we have qualifying 2, top 8 will attend that, will participate that session, so like I said, from Ysai all the way to GMR. And well, Akibulls, that was a very tight qualifying. What should we
Yeah.
expect from Ysai and Yushi, because those two drivers are somehow close to each other right now in terms of lap times. What do we expect from them?
Of course, Yushi has shown some really great pace in the past of well-known times, especially he's an AWC as a driver there, was able to challenge very well, and of course has set lap times close to the limit in Australia as a well-known candidate for that. I think Yushi definitely has some more in the tank, but so does Ysai. I mean, they're going incredibly away from the limit right now. I think all of them just had to get in a tidy, clean lap to just finish off qualifying and to get into Q2, because we need to remember the 2024 cars, when pushed to the absolute limit, you could get into the 105s. So we should really be expecting 105s in this Q2 session. And it's green flags out, and we're off.
Yeah. Looking at it now, it does seem possible, but with the pace of Ysai, it will definitely be close between the two drivers.
I say,
Yeah,
don't discount Alan from this conversation. Don't discount TXH from the conversation. Especially that these drivers have about 3 hot laps around this track in this time.
Yeah, I will agree with you.
Yeah. Through the first 3 corners, taking it tightly around. Alan close behind, actually. In through the DRS zone, down the main straight, the very long straight, get to high speeds through here, down, use a high brake bias through the hairpin, and then up, in, and then try and go as wide as possible into the entry of the first very tight turn 8 sort of section. You get exit, you have a little kink, turn 10 out of there. I think that's all within the track limits just about. And then now through turn 12 and 13, then out into turn 14, last corner of sector 2. We should be hoping for a sub, yeah, a 33.2. That is quick, extremely quick. This could be a lap time in the 105s, if possible. Through the last 2 corners, out of turn 17 to the line where it's just put wide, so it's a 106.3. 4 tenths quicker than his lap time in Q1.
On goes on third, 107.
TXH 9 tenths off though. Alan, closest man to Y-side, that's still 6 tenths. Yeah, where's Split Missile 108.1?
Fourth, 108.
Not very competitive. It's about 1 and a bit seconds off, and it's not exactly where you want to be in qualifying. We can definitely go a lot quicker than that. If you're wanting to gun for the top 5, gun for the qualifying points, you want to be up in the 107s, low 107s, 107.5s or so.
Yeah.
Yes?
Ooh, just about going to shut it out.
Yeah, still on there. It's a 34.3. That's a second down from Y-side. This will still go. If he keeps this clean, if he keeps it all nice, he can possibly go and slip it right to where TXH is, a little bit further down, or 107.5.
Oh, 5. He definitely lost a lot of time there.
We are already 3 minutes at the end of the qualifying session, and it's still Y-side in
Yushi on his hot lap. Y-side's gone 19.4, a tenth quicker than Matt 3's Purple Sector 1. Flying even quicker. Alan's only a tenth behind though, and so is Yushi. It's incredibly close. A 19.4 from Y-side, a 19.5 from Alan, a 19.5 from Yushi. The drivers are going quicker and quicker, incredibly rapid from Y-side. This might be domination from going through there. You saw a little bit of oversteer through the twitch into turn 14. Out, last corner of sector 2, where it's just put him. It's a 33.2. Even quicker, by about a tenth. He's looking for another improvement into 105. Is that a bit wide? Goes from turn 17 over the curb to the line. It's going to put him. It's a 106.2, just a little bit of time lost in that last
Yushi, your second pass.
Yushi, though, of course, yeah. Yushi, a 106.8. Alan didn't improve on that last run. He didn't even get past Sector 2. If you look at it, Yushi dropped a huge amount of time overall in Sector 2, 4 tenths, and Sector 3, 2 tenths. The only sector, AV34, another purple sector. AV34, purple per sector. So over the curbs, crazy. Are you still keeping it through turn 9 and the kink of turn 10, keeping it in the limits? Just about into turn 12 and 13. Ride the curb in 7th gear and keep it through into turn 14. Over the curb, not a bit. He's lost a bit of time through going through there. Whereas it's a 33.5, only 2 tenths off Y-side, second sector. This can put him into a very, very nice position. He has to stop the car. That's a bit of time lost. Is it going to go ahead of Yushi? Is he going to go ahead of Y-side? I don't think so. Where's this put him? It goes to second on 106.580.
Ahead of Yushi.
But TXH on a lap. TXH, is that a corner cut? I don't know. TXH, it is. Right. I think he's on an out lap. He has 46 seconds to try and get to the line.
44 seconds.
That is a rapid lap. A rapid lap from Y-side. He's going for it again. Another stab.
And he is going for it again. 30 seconds.
Another try to go and snatch this pole further away. Hopefully into the 105s. Okay. Let's just have a marvel at this lap. I'm not even going to walk it through. Let's just have a look at the lap.
Yeah. He does look rapid fast.
Great. Let's see what his first sectors will be. It's a 19.4, even faster.
It will be an
Whiteside.
improvement.
Every single time.
7,000 quicker. Matt 35 GTR though. Matt is going quicker. Matt, this could be third place for Matt. He's gone very nicely in sector 2. Only if he turns off, this might be just behind. No,
No, no
just
improvement.
missing out in that last sector. He improves his time, but does not improve his position.
Yeah.
You need to be in the Y6s to go and get past. But look at that.
I know. Flying down
Wyside at
the speed.
19.430. He's not improved in the second sector though. He's only improved marginally in the first sector. He's not improved in the second sector. Where will this put him? Will he improve his pole position, or will he not? Oh, he gets over the curbs a little bit rattly. And where's he
Get
going?
over it.
Not an improvement.
Mhm.
106.2.
By the looks of the timing sectors, it looks like it's going to be over, though we have to wait.
Yeah. Alan's not able to improve.
Alan, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, Jim R right here. He's improved
Yeah.
second sector.
They're just about approaching the final
Let's see.
corner.
This will put him most
Monthly
likely
spin.
just behind Matt. Not enough time to find the 107.6.
No
A
position
little bit of
improvement.
time lost just overall through that lap, but a very, very good try from the Peugeot driver.
So the qualifying is over, and it's Whiteside.
Play on pole.
But there are lots of other drivers rather than Whiteside that are also very fast, are also quick and can be expected to win races, of course, if they are able to beat Whiteside. But again, AB was also on a good lap. He was also, in my opinion, looking for a pole position, but just missed out by 0.3 of a second. Yushi, of course, another driver who's also pretty close to my side, just 0.6 of a second. And then got TXH in 4th, Alan in 5th, Matt in 6th, Jim in 7th, Age in 8th, Ryan 9th, oh yeah, that's the QA agent is 8th, and then we've got, and then as we look into the results of the first part of qualifying, we have Altus in 9th, Nons in 10th, Fax in 11th, 12th is going to be Just Maxi, 13th is 120 Hertz, and the last and the final driver to close it is going to be 001. So that was one of the incredible qualifying sessions. Maybe not the tie to take between Whiteside and Av or Yushin, but still was pretty awesome in my opinion. Let's look now at the tires as Whiteside decides to go on soft.
I mean, I will say it's very much Thax is out of place. He's going to start from 12th. And also Just Maxi out of place too, starting in Thax in 11th, Just Maxi in 12th. Very out of place. And of course AB34 absolutely showing up and showing how great he is. I mean, it was a very good qualifying in Australia in AWC yesterday in a 3rd place, but just lost in the race due to sort of just the wet, treacherous conditions. But today in PASR, 106.580, 2nd place on the grid. Is this a podium for him provisionally or hopefully? We'll see.
Could be.
So now let's wait for the final drive line on the grid, and soon we'll
Yeah.
start.
We are ready for
It's
that.
going to be an incredible French Grand Prix here in British Epic Sim Racing Formula A. Of course, this is round 2. Yesterday we had a very rainy, chaotic race in Australia that was won by the rookie right now, Mr. Allen in the Williams. He's going to start his race in 5th, almost the same position as Australia, though in Australia started I think 4th or 5th. So again, pretty similar position. Then we've got, again, like I said, Matt in 6th, Jim R. Matt is also. Oh yeah, let's do this. Akul, since you also drive the driver from the A, what's your pick for the winner here today?
I think it's quite obvious who the race winner is today. He had 5 consecutive wins last season. It's Wysai. I think
His
he's going
race
to win. And
pace.
took a convincing pole position by 3:10.
Yeah, his race pace is just
I don't think anyone
unmatched.
can take it away from him. Anyway,
What about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Akibos. His race pace is just absolutely magnificent. But anyways, we're ready for a race start now.
so
Wonderful start from Whiteside.
ooh, who's that
Oh,
CXH?
CXH! Spins out.
And that's a big disadvantage. Ooh, that's a slide a little bit from my side, a little bit of a cut pass there, but it's fine. But
Maybe 3-4 is
AB34 is close behind
pacing him,
in the
yeah.
Aston Martin. Ooh, and who's that? Is that Matt? No, it's the other driver of Haas. It's one of the Haas's. Where's the other Haas?
Oh,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
yeah, he's
Max going from 11th.
a lot of cars behind him.
Max from 11th all the way up. Who's that? It's Ray.
That's
Is-
right.
Ray technically is allowed to join. Ray is allowed to join if you're late. But if it's in the first 3 laps, you're allowed to join, but he's significantly down, and he's down by a lap 2.
Alan and Pax having the battle over here. Round 13. Lucy Pin.
Third, I believe. He should
Yeah.
still be in third, yeah? Alan.
Ooh,
Oh, the two
the two
Hasses.
Haas teammates battling it off.
All the way through turn 2 and 3. They're going to be happening. Is there DRS as well involved? Yes, there is. Yushi is going to have the DRS, but so is Matt. They're almost side by side, heading into the
Yushi will
chicane.
have-
Oh, sorry, the hairpin.
Pax and Alan still fighting it.
Wyside putting a 2-second lead off Alan. He's going all the way up to the Imola chicane, bumping over those curbs, and then into Chateau d'Eau, as it's known on this circuit. He's getting a peek of Ray as well, going through. Ray,
Oh, that was not so.
Non-strong, but he's lost the control and he's already down to 9. He lost control the same place where we...
yeah, you got
were
a huge
using-
bunching of the grid. You have Fax and Alan fighting each other significantly. And where's AV34 gone? Down
He's
to
on 9.
8th
An 8.
place.
Yeah.
Obviously something went wrong, maybe a corner cut penalty or something like that. Obviously something that's shown a little bit throughout his time as a racing driver. An amazing qualifying, but not as great in the race. A little bit of
Pax and
constancy.
Alan.
Dax up to second after going through the Adelaide area. Now going into the Nürburgring chicane through turn 9 into turn 10, the kink of turn 10, slightly off the curb, and he's getting to Wyside. Wyside's flown through, but keep in mind, most of the drivers will be going through one stop, and most of the drivers will be going for a one stop on the medium to soft tyres. Mostly because I think it's quite a well-known thing, is that you don't get too much of a pace advantage on the soft, and if you're on older tyres towards the end of the race, you're going to be caught up by the soft runners who have actually, oh gosh, hang on. Blue flag, sorry.
And
just entered the race and is already getting
that's Wi-Fi over there.
from my side.
Ooh, why has got a
Oh, Wi-Fi.
corner cut penalty? And is that going to let Fax
still
catch
not.
up?
You can see the
It's an ultimately very terrible day for the McLaren team, both of their cars, last and second last. Nothing they want to be seeing. Well, not exactly yet. There's still about a little bit of time. If Fax can stop, if Ryan can stop pulling away, but I don't think he will. Fax. Something's happened, yeah, and he's under pressure from Yushi now. Yushi in the Haas.
wow.
Not a huge problem, just dropped back by about a couple of seconds. He's now under pressure for the podium position in the other red and white car of the Haas. It's now pink and blue and white leading the way. And that's going to have to be another blue flags for Ray.
Right, yeah, getting
Drops
another
back
blue flag.
significantly, having to let Wyside and probably Alan pass soon enough. So Wyside just incredibly quick, going through the kink of turn 10, as I've said lots of times before, and then into, of course, the Imola chicane of 12 and 13. But what's happened to Wyside? He seems to have stopped moving.
Uh-oh. What happened? And Ryan hit the barrier.
Right?
And Whiteside stopped it.
Oh, and that's it.
And Alan takes the lead.
And Alan
What's
takes the
happened
lead.
to Whiteside?
Wyside is out. Wyside is out.
Oh,
An
no.
internet
Why-
issue, something of such. Wyside is out
then
of
it's
the
over
race.
for
He's not in the
Whiteside.
server. Some disconnection issue, something like that. But Wyside's out of the race, and this is looking very good for Alan, the previous winner. Yesterday, around Australia, he can again win today in France if he keeps Thax off his back, and if he keeps Yushi off his back.
Yeah, and it's now 2 times in a row, a pole
Oh, that's a
sitter has
little bit wide. Is
DNF.
that a corner cut? It is. Alan just getting a little
sometimes
bit
they'll go in.
perky on that hairpin at Adelaide.
Now
It's-
Thax, the Red Bull,
Yeah.
takes the lead. Yeah, I was just mentioning earlier. Now 2 pole sitters. Yesterday it was
Whiteside.
Yushi and DNF. Now it's Whiteside.
Yeah. Something's cursed about that pole position spot, but Wyside out of this one. So
Yep.
not looking good for the world champion.
Yeah, but now, but he can do it right now for Fax. Now let's do it.
Oh, and fact going very wide. Going very wide. He's now going to be under a lot of pressure from Yushi now in that Haas.
Fax finished, I think, second, but what happened with AB? AB's in the pits, same as Victor.
AB's box.
Oh, the pit windows are
And
now
AB's
in.
come out on the soft tyres.
Jim R is also
Um, Yep. Oh! A little bump there for Yushi. Yeah.
If they run it, they can easily move the car and maybe possibly hit the barrier to end in DNF, which
Trying to move. Oh no, he does it.
Alan,
Alan does get it up to P2.
Alan's, yeah, Alan's inside behind him. No, wait, sorry. Alan fighting out Yushi or Yushi?
Alan was fighting Yushi for P3.
Ah,
I mean,
Yeah,
P2.
Sax pulling a nice lead out there. Sax, interestingly, knocked out in Q1.
Yeah,
Not able to get a
Alan
good
goes
timing.
wide with that curve. Too much on the curve. And
Well, he's now
Yushi,
under
you know,
pressure from
closing the gap
Max. No,
again.
he's not. Yushi's past him. No, he's not. Yushi isn't. He's under pressure from Yushi, though.
Yeah. Yushi does. Yeah, sorry.
Sax having a
Having a
lovely
long
time
straight.
pulling away. But guess who's just set the fastest lap? It's AV34, but Sax is,
AV34, yeah.
is it? What's happened to AV34?
It's tax now.
AV34, yes, with the fastest lap, but yeah,
Oh, yeah, now he said it.
AV34 possibly on a bit of a charge, only 14 seconds behind after pit stop, but he's got a corner cut penalty.
Again, but he doesn't get it.
Oh,
hit
not
the
enough,
curb
but just
again.
over the curbs.
Here's the critical corner.
Sax just seems to be managing this race a bit better. Sax is just managing this race really, really well, but don't rule it out, TK. Sax, very, very quick, but also makes a few mistakes sometimes. So don't ever rule anyone out of this race right now. Sax very quick, Alan more consistent, and so is Yushi. I mean, I think Yushi, if he didn't make his mistake on that first lap, going off through the Imola chicane, he definitely could be leading it right now. Ooh, bit of a bump over the curb. So, both of you guys, both Pearl and A350, Wysai not in the race any longer due to this connection issue, and that's Alan with the corner cut penalty. With Wysai ruled out of this race now, not able to go any further. Of course, he's got all the points from pole position. There's still a point scoring weekend for him once again. Where do you see the win going?
Well, in France, well, like I said, Fax is right now the one who's going to be the one who's get away from Yushi, but remember, though, all top three haven't even hit it yet, so we have to wait for this strategy. Fax,
Of course.
Yushi, and most probably Alan, all the riders are the same tire. Yeah, all of them are on medium, so
Yeah.
possibly.
Of course, it's going to be the same strategy for nearly every single driver here. As I said, it's a very big highlight here. The softs don't give a huge pace advantage, and if you're on an older, harder tyre at the end of the race, you're going to be overtaken. So, you know, they're going to try and stay on that tyre for longer, and try and stay on the harder tyre for a long amount of time. Here, taking the pit. What have you come out with? We've got
Medium.
15 laps left, and it's a medium tyre. So one Red Bull in the lead, one Red Bull down in 8th.
Probably
Maxi
trying to get
not
another
able to make
cut.
up any more time as well. Interestingly, just Maxi in 9th place, started in 12th, and what's that? Matt GTR
Matt 25.
having a bit of a problem through turn 8, through Nürburgring.
Oh, Matt 35 into the wall.
No damage, no damage.
No damage though.
Go
No
into
damage
turn
yet, yeah.
14 and carry on. That is a very close call for
Carrying
Matt.
on.
Hit that hit that wall in a
Yeah, and that
slightly
makes
wrong way.
AB34
And
ahead of him.
yeah, AB34 right up past Matt.
Oh, Yushi's a
Oh, he's
bit-
also and
Yushi's
Yushi,
in the
what happened
pit.
to Yushi? Yushi's boxed. Halfway through the race, Yushi opted for the soft tyre. And I think that Yushi's going to have to drag that to the end. Again, no red
Yeah.
flags, no safety car in this Grand Prix. He's going to have to drag these tyres till the end of the race.
Yeah, but also, I'm also wondering, I was like wondering if it's not too early, because well, mostly soft tires are not that long to limit, like 10 laps and 14
Ooh,
laps.
bit wide.
Yeah, I was wondering why. I don't know how Yushi's gonna drag the soft tires in the end without any grip.
Well, the thing is, it's going to be the undercut, so Yushi is going to
Yeah.
definitely start gaining on Thax. Thax has definitely pulled away, had some fantastic pace. He's been consistently lapping in the 108s, while lots of the other drivers in the 109s. And of course, Alan, he's been the 109s himself. So Thax, the only driver to really be in those 108s. So he's just been pulling away more and more and more from Alan. See another second taken away that lap. So Yushi though, Yushi will be going quicker. Let's see Yushi's last lap is a 1:12.1 and that's his out lap. Interestingly, Matt's in the pit. Maxi takes the place of Matt. He's up to 6th. Oh, but then after you have oh no, you number 8 driver. Position 8. He's went very slowly. Okay, Matt's now out on the soft tyres. He's going to get another nice undercut on the drivers ahead of him. But Yushi will be going quicker than Thax. I mean, that's quite evident. In their sector 1s, Yushi going 3/10 quicker. So Yushi is going to get a nice undercut here. AV34 does need to pit again, and it needs to be a mandatory compound change.
Wait, but I think...
What did AV34 start on? I'll look, don't worry. No, I'll do it.
Yeah,
And oh wait, now he is
Yeah.
pitting. He's boxing now,
now it
AB34.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's boxed.
The undercut
Yeah.
is working nicely for Yushi. It's gonna be tight though on exit.
It's gonna be tight because here comes the
Tight between the two Red Bull and
Yeah,
Aston Martin. Oh, just about.
AV34 did start on the soft tyres. So yeah,
that's one answer to question. Either way, he's on new tires.
AV34 on the mediums, he's going to bring those to the end. So he obviously has some sort of tyre wear issue. Either because he boxed very early, either because of some damage or something like that. But he could have definitely brought those softs a bit further. But why would you want to bring the softs a bit further when you could reutilise the mediums? It's all a game of thought, all a game of tricks. And if you don't have that engineer, you have to think of it very openly. Oh, that's very deep into the corner, but he keeps it very nice and neat and tidy on Maxfield there. Maybe 24 going nicely around there, but Thax just lengthening that lead.
Yeah, about 30
Both of
13
these drivers
seconds.
eking out those medium tyres, but Yushi, my goodness, very, very, very quick.
Yeah, and that
Yushi,
undercut
of course, he's
will
up to
yeah.
second. Alan's
Second.
boxed.
Alan
Alan's
in the
boxed.
pit.
He's going to take the soft tyres 11 laps now, but Yushi, interestingly, for all of us, he's been gaining on Thax. He's now made up the time that Alan was in. Alan's now out, just behind, I think, TXH and AV34. Alan's lost some positions. Yushi's made his pit stop, and he's got a huge undercut on Thax, and he is going to make his way, probably past him, when Thax decides to pit. So,
But that does beg the question though, can those softs hang on until the end of the race? Because
of course,
they did
yeah.
relatively early.
I mean, you look at Mexico last year, even a lap or two, and Yushi losing it slightly on the exit of the Imola chicane, but he's
Yeah.
kept the time. He's only 14 seconds, and he's still made time up to Thax. Thax is in the pit. Thax is boxing. Where's this put Yushi? Is locked up a little bit on the last corner. For
It's
these
close.
last two, 16, 17, that's a corner cut. And Thax is going to come out in the lead.
Oh,
Oh,
unlucky.
good for
That's gonna
Yushi.
Such
retain.
an amazing job from Yushi to catch up and overtake a sort of a box to overtake strategy on Thax, but just didn't work out well enough.
That's the question.
Yeah.
And now he's on 4 laps older tyres. Thax is on brand new, fresh, soft. Of course, Alan's dropped down significantly too. Alan, 10 seconds behind Yushi.
Yushi was, well, I was going to say the moment of this happened, Yushi was on his way to take the lead from Fax, but then Conrad said not today, and Yushi is still in second, and it's official. Will he catch up to Fax? Fax has ever so slightly better tires than Yushi.
Yeah.
It does, I mean, the grip should be almost the same, a little bit of change in fact. Well, let's see if Yushi
I mean, look, in these new cars, in the PA25 car, tyre wear is a lot more exaggerated. 4 laps can knock off about 10% of your tyre life. That's an interesting strategy that he has. He's been knocking over that turn 17 curb, and that might be giving a few corner cuts, but it's giving him some speed, some overspeed there. But of course, Yushi would have taken the lead from Thax, even though, yes, he ended up 5 seconds behind him by the end of Sector 1 after that penalty. He's at a place where they'd floor it regularly. So, really, he would have taken the lead at that point.
So, we left nine laps to go until the end of the race. Fax leads.
Yeah.
We had Yushi. Red Bull 1-3 as Alan still.
Yeah, double podium.
Yeah, that was probably
TXH on those medium tyres, AB34
TXH
on
can
those
definitely
medium
catch up.
tyres. This could be a very, very, very helpful thing for Alan and a very, very, very helpful thing for Matt.